Hi guys, my name is Craig Gradowitz, and for the topic for speech number 5, I chose to do abortion. Now, abortion is one of, if not one of the most controversial topics of the 2020s, especially right now, this year, and in recent years, because of all the things that have been going on in the United States and in the world. But especially in the United States recently, because there was a law that was passed that banned abortion throughout certain states, and we'll get into that a little bit later about the states and things like that. But yeah, so an abortion in short terms is the intentional termination of pregnancy, and it's typically done in the early stages of pregnancy. And I quote, "Abortion is the removal of pregnancy tissue, products of conception, or the fetus and placenta after birth from the uterus. In general, the terms fetus and placenta are used after 8 weeks of pregnancy. Pregnancy tissue and products of conception refer to tissue produced by the union of an egg and sperm before 8 weeks. That was said by Harvard Health in 2019. So that's basically what abortion is. Now, there's a huge question going on as is a baby considered living before it is born? Now, there's definitely certain characteristics for that qualify an organism to be a living thing, and some of those include, and I quote, "Living things may have a variety of characteristics that are displayed to different degrees. They respire, move, respond to stimuli, reproduce and grow, and are dependent on their environment." That was said by Victoria Education in 2018. And if you look right here, so these are the characteristics of living things. So most of them are on there already. There's a couple that were added, but mainly it's reproduce, respond to your environment, grow, and be able to move are the main ones. The two that were added into here, it's made up of cells and different levels of organization. So the different levels of organization can basically come from organisms that have, I guess, like a hierarchy system. It doesn't apply to all, but some. So those are the characteristics of living things. And so with that being said, so in my opinion, I believe that they are living things. That's just my personal opinion. I believe that they are living things. As soon as there's a heartbeat, I believe that a baby is considered a living thing. And so that's my personal opinion. Now, as far as rights go, I'm not too educated in the field of federal or state laws regarding fetal rights. However, in short, the answer is no. Unfortunately, fetuses do not have a separate legal personality from their mothers until they are born. Women are free to make choices against medical advice so long as they have the mental capacity to make an informed decision. And that was from Sherwood in 2020. So basically what they're saying right there is that until a baby is born, they don't have the same rights as a human, which seems a little inhumane, but it does say that the mother has the authority to make a decision on whether or not they want to keep the baby or not. But then again, that's only in certain states, and we'll get to that. So there has recently been a law passed stating that certain states made abortion illegal, and that's where we get into this right now. And the majority of the governors who are passing these laws on abortions, they happen to be males. So that's another big topic too that we'll get into in a little bit. But I quote, "Earlier this year, Republican Governor Brad Little signed a 6-week abortion ban modeled on the Texan law. It allows relatives of the fetus to sue providers who perform abortions after a heartbeat is detected. The law, due to take effect in April, was blocked by the state Supreme Court pending legal review." That was said by Bath in 2022. Basically what that's saying is that in Texas, if there's a heartbeat detected at all, it's illegal to have an abortion. And with that being said, these are some of the states that have banned abortion or are more likely to ban abortion. So as you can see, most of the southern states have already banned or are likely to ban abortion. Most of the West Coast, if you see blue, our laws protect abortion. So people can get an abortion here. The states that are gray, they're uncertain. They're kind of on edge about both of them. But yeah, the states in red are mainly the states that either have already banned it or are more than likely going to ban abortion. So with that being said, it's weird because a lot of southern states are involved in banning abortion, and that's another thing that's kind of going crazy right now. But with that being said, I do believe that women should have ultimate choice in the termination of pregnancy. I don't think it should be left up to governors and senators, laws, things like that allow or don't allow you to do whatever you want with the woman's body. I do think past a certain point, maybe not, unless like the baby is like killing the mom, and then I guess you could say just get it out earlier. But I don't think you necessarily should kill the baby. But it also depends on the situation as well, you know. And we'll get more into that at the end. But usually anything later than 3 months, it's difficult to find a doctor or a nurse to perform an abortion anyways. Usually because the baby has developed a heartbeat, developed most of its organs, things like that. And usually it's really hard to find a doctor or nurse that'll do it unless you have like a rare medical condition going on that puts both of you in danger. They won't do it. And I quote, "It can be harder to find a nurse or a doctor who will give you an abortion after your 12th week of pregnancy, so it's best to try to have your abortion as soon as possible. You can get an abortion later than 24 weeks, only in rare cases for medical reasons." And that was said by Atia in 2020. Now we move into the ethics and moral part of it. As far as ethically or morally, the results vary exponentially. Everyone is subject to their own opinion. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. But scientifically speaking, it is best to receive an abortion prior to 3 months of pregnancy. I kind of gave my opinion on it, like ethically and morally. I'll dive a little bit more into that in a little bit. But yeah, so that brings me to my last point. So I guess you could say that I'd be pro-choice, and that's a picture of just like a rally going on about pro-choice. I don't go to rallies, things like that, but I do support pro-choice. And with that being said, pro-choice is basically me supporting the choice of an abortion. I'm not going to say like you shouldn't have an abortion, you shouldn't have an abortion, you should have, like, none of that. I support women making the choice with their own bodies to have an abortion. I don't think men should be able to tell a woman what to do with their body, and this is all my personal opinion. I just think it's wrong to do. You know, I just think it's kind of weird and inhumane for men or just for a law to state that a woman can't do what she wants with her body. So with that being said, I personally am pro-choice. I think women should have the freedom to do whatever they want with their body. They can, you know, people undergo sex changes all the time. They change their genders. They completely go through surgeries and everything to become the opposite sex. So I don't understand why they should have why they can't have the freedom of keeping something that they made and doing with their body what they want to. But yeah, so that's my take on the abortion.